All right, guys, we are back. We're back for Real Housewives Salt Lake City. Okay, it's time for us to get into episode 2, and the girls are definitely blazing up like they've been doing. All right, now make sure that you guys are liking up this video, you're hyping this video, and you're also subscribing to the channel. All right, and then while you're at it, if you have Patreon and you're not subscribed, okay, over there to my Patreon, go ahead and do that. All right, you got the free ones, you could just join for free, or you got the ones that you could pay for. Whichever one is fine with me. Just make sure you go over there and do that too. All right. Now, let us go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So, y'all know the ladies are on this camping trip and it's time for them to kind of wrap things up. I'm so glad, girl. I would have only wanted to be there for one night too. Like, really, I wouldn't have wanted to have gone at all. So I would have been somewhere with Lisa acting like I'm bigger than the program for sure, because I wouldn't be out there, especially during the damn cold. Like, no ma'am. But anywho, when the ladies are out there and they're preparing breakfast, of course, they're sitting around the fire and they're chatting. And Heather talks about her daughter, right? She's like, "Oh, this would be really nice if I were to bring my daughters up here and we just camp and we have a great time." Then she said, "Well, I guess it's too late because one of them is about to head off to college. She's leaving soon. So she can't wait for that to happen, right?" But she does feel a little bit guilty about the fact that she does feel that way. And she says she wants that era to be over, right? It reminds her of the era of having to be mom and dad to her daughters, and she don't want to be in that space no more. And I kind of understand what Heather is saying, but the key word for me is her feeling, or the key words, she feels guilty. Okay, so that's one thing. Now Heather has been she's been in flight or fight mode. Okay, once her husband left, first of all, the girls were always her responsibility and he provided financially, right? Well, once he left, they separated, whatever the case was, she still had to do her part. Even though he may have provided financially outside of the house, she feels like a lot of it still fell on her, where she had to be the mom and the dad or whatever inside the home. But basically, what I'm hearing, when she talks about, "I was raised to be a mom and a wife and this and that," it just shows to me, when I think about her religion and her background, I feel like it really scarred her. Right? It really scarred her. I feel like it put a ton of pressure on her and how she's expected to show up in the world. So it's been real rough for Miss Heather mentally, in my personal, right? Now, Angie tells Heather that those should be like the best parts, or the best years of her life, really. And she feels like she put too much expectations or whatever on herself. And of course, when Whitney said, "But can you blame her?" I'm kind of with Whitney a bit, because that's how she was raised. She was raised with that type of pressure connected to that type of damn religion or whatever the case is. And here we are. So I kind of get what she's saying. Bronwyn decides that she's going to chime into the conversation, but she did this in an effort to try to sympathize and connect and relate to Heather when she talks about, I kind of grew up the same way, with the same background, but I did take like a different approach. My track was a little different, but she's basically, in my opinion, saying I can relate, but in a different way. Like, my daughter is ready to, she's at that age where it's time to move on, release her, let her go, but I kind of don't want her to go. I want her to stay with me. So, although Heather is interested in letting her kids go and she's ready for that time where it's just her, she got all the kids out, Bronwyn isn't ready to let go of her daughter just yet, because she's gonna be in that big old house by her damn self. All right, she don't want to be in that house by herself with her thoughts and stuff. She wants to keep her daughter around a little longer, which is why she's also allowed her daughter's boyfriend to move into the home, right? And it's so interesting because I'm glad they kind of showing this. I mean, that's how mamas are. You got some mamas, they be like, "Girl, I can't wait to have an empty ass house." But sometimes moms think that because you got an empty ass house, you also don't have to take care of certain things when it comes to your kids. Like, to me, they still kids, probably about all the way up to they 25 or whatever. Like, they're still kind of kids. They're still navigating and learning the world or whatever. So I definitely get both sides, like where you don't want to let your child go. So it's like, okay, just stay here for a little bit. And you about wanting that person to, like, okay, you can move your girlfriend in here, you can move your boyfriend in here, or however they do it. But then I also totally get to, like, get the hell on now. Get the hell on. I want to be able to walk around completely naked, have somebody at my house. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I don't want to feel like I gotta be a helicopter mom. I don't want to feel like I gotta be mama and daddy. Okay. Because when y'all get out there in the world for real, y'all gonna be calling on y'all dad more financially than you gonna be calling on me. So get the hell up out the house. So I definitely understand both sides, but I do feel like Bronwyn was trying to relate to Heather in that same moment, right? Bronwyn says her insecurity, and she does go on to say her insecurity, right? Because keep in mind, Heather said she felt guilty, right? With you feeling guilty, that to me also makes it seem like that could be an insecurity of yours, that I feel this type of way. Again, for me, in my personal, I do think Bronwyn was trying to kind of like have some type of connection with Heather in that moment, right? When she says my insecurity is that I want more time with my kids, like I don't really want them to leave. So she's seeing in her head how we're relating, but differently. We're both kind of being selfish in a sense. Like you selfishly want your time to yourself, and I get that, but I selfishly want time with my daughter. Like, I understand how you feel, but my guilt and my insecurity hits a little different than yours. But I feel you, is what Bronwyn was really trying to say. But before she could really get it all out, Heather felt like Bronwyn was trying to tell her that she don't love her kids. And it's like, first of all, hey, excuse me, knock anyone there? Are you even there? No one said you don't love your daughters, okay? No one said that. And again, it's that guilt that you got going on within you, internalized within you, that you're projecting onto Bronwyn, saying that I feel like you're saying that I don't like my kids. Ain't nobody even say that. How you get all of that out of what I said when I really was just talking about my damn self for real, and telling you what my insecurity is, right? Now, Bronwyn may not have done the best job of trying to relate, like explain it, but I feel like she got quiet, right? Instead of further explaining to Heather, she about shut down. I wish she would have just kind of told her more, like I'm not trying to, do any of that. But this is what Brahma does say. She said she wasn't trying to say that, but she did say that she wished that Heather didn't see it that way or whatever. Like, I wish you didn't like feel the way that you feel. You know what I'm saying? I wish you didn't see it that way or whatever the case was. Or at least feel like what you did was wrong, because nothing that you did was really wrong. But it is what it is. Honestly, y'all, it wouldn't have mattered what Bronwyn would have said. Heather is focused on not liking Bronwyn. I don't know what else Bronwyn has done to Heather, but Heather does not like her. It doesn't matter if Bronwyn would have been very clear with her words. Like, I can relate to you. I hate that you feel that way. I have mommy guilt as well, because of XYZ. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered because Heather does not like Bronwyn. Okay. Now, Heather says that she doesn't question it. She says she's just looking forward to a new chapter. And I don't think Heather's wrong for looking forward to a new chapter. I think a lot of parents out here looking for a new chapter. Okay. I think a lot of them are. So I don't think anything is wrong with that. I do understand what Heather is trying to say, how she feels about that. But also, when you're a mama, like, that job is never done. Okay, it don't matter how well off you are. I'm sure a ton of people still call their mamas and still ask, okay, can you help me with this right here? Okay, you still, you still in mama mode, period. But anywho, Whitney says that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, but she can't. She like, listen, my business has failed. I would have loved to have continued to be home with my kids, but now I got to get out here and figure out a way to make money now. Okay. And Whitney, girl, listen, y'all really went balls to the wall and really put everything into this business. And I really cringe, and I hate that for you, that y'all really went all in the way that y'all did. And it makes me question, like, why would y'all do that? Did you not have, like, I just feel like you shouldn't go all in like that unless you're seeing some type of return on your investment. If it takes a little longer for you to get to where you're trying to get to, take your time and slowly develop it. And let's just see where it goes. But y'all done lost a lot of money. On top of your husband, I think he ended up losing one of his jobs and stuff. It's like, girl, thank God y'all got this show to keep you afloat. And that they haven't like kicked you off the show. Okay? You better do what you got to do on your Ashley Darby, and make sure that you always being open about your life, and being messy with others, so you can keep you a seat on this show to keep this guaranteed check coming in. Okay? Because, girl, anywho, that's what Whitney talks about, with her business and things not working out. Mary was asked about Robert Jr. and how he's doing, and she says he's doing as well as he can. She says it's a day-to-day thing, as I would believe that it is. Robert Sr. did have I guess her and Robert Sr. had a conversation about how they're going to handle Jr. as they move forward. And she said Rob Sr. just told him, listen, we can't baby you. You know what you're supposed to do. You got the tools. Do what you're supposed to fucking do. Okay? Do what you're supposed to do. Now, Mary does praise Heather, though, and let her know, like, listen, I didn't really have any help outside of Robert Sr. Like, we didn't have the help, but I'll be honest, I don't know how you did it with all the kids that you got, 3 of them. All right. And I just got one. And I can tell you right now, if I did not have his dad, I wouldn't be able to do it. All right. So I completely understand where you're coming from, is what Heather is doing to sympathize. I'm sorry, Mary is doing to sympathize with Heather. Now they're about to head back. Okay. They're about to head back to this to the city. And we see where Heather and Lisa get ready to have lunch. So Heather told Lisa how Bronwyn pretty much dropped the tea on her businesses and all these lawsuits and stuff. And she says that Bronwyn was only there to annihilate her. I don't think that Bronwyn was there to annihilate Lisa. I don't think so. Y'all let me know. I did not get that. I think Bronwyn just told what she knew, like all of y'all would sit around and do. Right? So Heather thinks that Lisa should squash this, and how it's not a good thing or whatever. I wasn't sure at first if she was trying to say the issues y'all have is not a good thing for the group, or if she was trying to say Bronwyn isn't a good thing for the group. Like, I'm not sure, but whatever it was, not Heather, but Lisa ended up responding saying the lawsuits are baseless. So I'm confused as to what I'm supposed to squash if the lawsuits are frivolous. Like, what you want me to do? So then Heather wanted to know more about the lawsuits, and Lisa kind of explained, and she says that she doesn't own the same type of businesses. She explains the lawsuits to Heather, and then she says, I don't own the same type of businesses as anybody in this in our circle. And she says, I live a much different life than all of y'all. And Heather said, girl, no, you don't. Your life ain't that much different. And she says, well, girl, I be doing, I do big things. Meanwhile, now, Heather just listens, let Lisa say whatever. But then in the confessional, she's upset because she don't really like the elitist comments that Lisa makes. But that's your girl, though. That's your girl. You already know how your girl is. That's your girl. So Lisa asked if anyone stood up for her, like Meredith. Like, did anybody stand up for me, like, besides yourself? And what about Meredith? She's like, Meredith was just being Meredith. She did go on to say, Meredith started out defending you and then she got quiet. I don't think that was the case. I think Meredith, and I think that Meredith defended Lisa about as much as Heather defended Lisa. And Heather, you're giving me this type of weird energy of, see, I'm the only person that you can trust. See, the only friend that you really have in this circle is me. Like, that's how you're operating, and it's very weird. Of course, she tried to say that Angie piled on, right? And it was like a pile on, but not really like a pile on. I mean, like, Angie did add her 2 cents where she tried to relate the woman to Jen Shaw, which is really different. She took it back, yes, but I don't know if she should have said that. All right. Now Lisa starts crying. She's saying she fine, but she not. She really emotional and she crying and stuff. She feels betrayed by the ladies. And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. I feel like, Lisa, you tried to pull a similar stunt, I thought, or you was talking SHI about Whitney's business last year. So now it's your turn. I'm sorry that I don't care. So Lisa says, you talk about mine, then she said, if you talk about my business and stuff, then the door is open for me to talk about all of yours. And I'm like, girl, the door has been open. The door has been open for y'all to do that. Now, Whitney and Bronwyn, of course, they link up and they go skiing or whatever, and they discuss Heather. And Bronwyn doesn't know how to read Heather pretty much. She thinks that they're progressing, but then sometimes they'll take a step back. So she don't really know how to gauge her. She says that she thinks Heather misunderstood what she was trying to say yesterday about the motherhood and stuff. And so Whitney was like, well, yeah, just, talk to her, just let her know, like, hey, I ain't mean it like that, whatever the case was, right? So of course they speak on Lisa. And Whitney is like, don't be trying to speak on me when you got your own legal issues. You tried to do all that talking about me last year, having so much to say in my business, this and my business, that. Now it's your business. And the gag is, it's been your business this whole time, right? It's been your business this whole time, but you so worried about my business when you need to focus on yours, okay? Brown was like, yeah, like that looks real bad. I mean, girl, you got like 5 lawsuits. All right. And your own text messages is being used as evidence in those, at least one of them lawsuits. Like, come on now, baby. The way Bronwyn was up there talking, I said, Bronwyn been through, she been all through these court docs. All through. Like, what you was digging for, Bronwyn? Were you that, like, fascinated by everything? Or were you collecting some things so just in case she threw something up in your face, you'll be ready to throw it back? Listen, I'm not mad at Bronwyn being all up in that lady court docs because I feel like all of these housewives be digging for information on each other. So just in case somebody use something against them, they'll be prepared to throw it right back at them. It's just what it is, okay? So she said that Lisa responds to the lawsuit. Her response to the lawsuit was, "Oh well, it happened so long ago, and with it happening so long ago, we also did not have like a payment plan. So therefore, I really did not, default on anything because we didn't have that in place, right?" She also says that she don't believe John knew about the fact that Lisa borrowed money from one of the men because the man said that I guess he opened up an AMX card with Lisa's name on it or whatever, authorized user or whatever the case was, and she asked him not to tell John, keep John out of this. But all of that is written down in the court docs. So Bronwyn brings Lisa getting the guy to get her an AMX under his. She brings up, of course, like we talking about the credit limit under his credit, whatever the AMX card. So this pretty much validates whatever Angie said about Lisa back at the reunion. And I want to go back and watch that little piece just because I feel like Lisa responded to Angie by saying it was a lie or that's not true. Whole time is given true. I'm telling you, a person that sit up there and say everybody liars, girl, you gotta watch them because they about the liars too. Now, Bronwyn is like, girl, worry about your AMX bills and not mine, and what I'm putting on my card and what jewelry I'm not putting on my card. Worry about that. Then you sat up there and let Brittany call me a gold digger, BIT. Oh, nah, I'm not rocking with it. She says, at least my husband spending my money. Or at least I have a husband whose money I'm spending. I'm sorry. That's what she said. At least I have a husband whose money I'm spending, but you have a husband. So whose money are you spending? I said, baby, Bronwyn is cutting up. I said, let's go. You better have this same energy in this lady face, okay? Because Bronwyn, she was cutting up. I said, come on. I know that's right. At least I'm spending my husband money, okay? That's the money that I'm spending. You got a husband. So whose money are you spending? They're finna be fighting. Now, Mary and Robert Jr. do sit down. They chat. He says that he's at a standstill, right? Of course, he's at a standstill. I would expect him to be slightly because he's changing his lifestyle. At least he should be, right? The things that you once used to do, you're no longer doing. You're not hanging with the same crew. The drugs that you used to take, you're having to take a step back from them. So now, what is given to me is that he feels like he's just a sitting duck. And I just feel like y'all not finna make him go get a job or something. Y'all not gonna put him in school or something like that to keep him from being on drugs or whatever the case. And maybe he don't have to like leave the house really if he has that anxiety. Like maybe he could potentially get a work from home job. Okay, get him a work from home job, possibly, or whatever way he can make money from home, and then probably give him some therapy or whatever that's gonna slowly merge him back out there. But all in all, um, yeah, he's used to doing like a lot of drugs and stuff like that, but that has changed. And all I hear is he's talking is, I need to be occupying my time with other things versus just sitting around the house. Because if I continue to sit here feeling like I'm a waste of space, as I have felt before, I am going to fall back into drugs. And I feel like that may be irritating me a little bit. I understand Robert Senior saying to him like, "Oh, you know what you're supposed to do, and this, that, and the other. Like you got the tools, what's supposed to do. Like basically stand up." And I'm like, I hear that. I don't disagree with that, but I don't know. I feel like if he coming to his mama expressing his issues, and it seems like he might need a little bit more help. Yes, he might. A lot of us know what the fuck we need to do about a lot of things in life, but do we get up and damn do them? No. We'll probably sit our lazy ass there and scroll on social media much longer. Okay, some people gonna resort to go. Let me go over here and just roll up this weed real quick, or let me just go over here and just sniff it. Whatever the people vices are, they about gonna go do that instead of getting up doing the shit that they know they need to fucking do. Okay, a lot of us know we need to work out, but we gonna go in there and get that fucking ice cream out there freezer now, ain't we? Okay. So maybe there are other things that need to be put in place as a distraction or whatever the case is to keep you occupied. Something needs to happen to prevent you from going to those vices. And I don't feel like I'm hearing anything that they are helping him do to prevent him from going back down the road that he once went down. You can't just send him off to no damn camp. Have him do the camp, and then once he gets home, just think he's supposed to be fixed. That's not how that works. He now needs to have an entirely new schedule. Okay? An entirely new schedule. I don't know what happened in his childhood, but I feel like where he is today, y'all heavily kind of contributed to it. Now, granted, I don't think they always knew that he was doing drugs, But I will say that, I mean, y'all, did y'all put him in any extracurricular activities? Did y'all put him in other stuff? And if not, maybe he didn't want to do those things, right? Maybe he wasn't interested in doing those things. But I feel like at this, let's fast forward to where we are today. Let's not even go on the past. Y'all need to help him or get a therapist, get somebody to find out what are the things that he would like to do in life, right? If having issues with drugs and stuff like that wasn't an issue, if these restrictions here weren't an issue for you, what would you be doing with your life in this moment? Okay, cool. Then figure out some of those things that y'all could be doing to get him to that place, right? He might want to be a game designer. I don't fucking know. Right? Everybody ain't got to go to school for game designing or whatever the case is. Maybe it's some beginner classes he can start taking to get him to the intermediate, to this, that. Like, I don't know. Find some conventions. Find something. Like, fill his damn calendar up. As much as Mary ass be on the go hanging with these damn ladies and stuff, and I understand Robert Jr. is a big grown ass kid, a young boy. I don't know how old he is. I get that, grown as hell, whatever the case is. But at the same time, he's still living in y'all house, and I feel like y'all still kind of treat him like a kid. And I'm not saying he should pay bills. I don't know what y'all shit is, how y'all stuff is set up, but I do feel like at least on Mary's end, she still treats him like he's a little boy, right? So with that being said, I just feel like, well, then shit, help him out then, pairing him a little bit more. Like, okay, what are some stuff you want to do? Like, let's help you get to this right here. I don't know. Okay. I'm just talking. I don't be in them people day-to-day life. I'm just trying to figure out something that they could be doing. But for me, listening to Robert Jr. talk and how he feels like he's at a standstill and he slowly merged his way back to using weed. Guess what? That's going to slowly merge his way back to him doing something else. Okay. So for me, in my personal, y'all need to figure out some things that he's interested in and fill his schedule with that just a bit. And y'all may have to start with getting him a personal trainer or something. Possibly, who knows? Maybe you need to start working out, getting up in the mornings, doing different stuff. I don't know. But I wish them the best of luck, whatever it is, and it may sound easier said than really what's done. Okay. Because it's definitely a process. If this boy's been doing drugs for years, it's going to be a process to get him up off of that. And you don't have to overwhelm him too much. But I would think that y'all would like start adjusting his schedule. But y'all let me know. I don't know. Anybody that's been through this, okay? I've never been through anything like this before. So it's easier for me to just give my opinions, okay, from an outsider point of view, right? But I've never had an experience or any of that, okay, to know how that works. So y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. And if you were Robert Jr. at once upon a time, what did it take for you to come up out of that space that you were in? All right. So Heather and Bronwyn link up, and Bronwyn lets Heather know that she was trying to be understanding of her, and she wasn't shaming her at all, and she wanted to clear that up and make sure they have an understanding. Now Heather says that she was trying to show she was understanding. At least this is what Heather think. I feel like you was trying to say that you was understanding, but also at the same time trying to show how you was different and how you wanted to show, and how you love your children so much, or at least your daughter so much. Like you love being a mother so much, and that you just want to keep staying being a mother versus me no longer wanting to be a mother. And I'm just like, I need Heather to let go of this fight that she has with Bronwyn. Because the way you don't be winning, because you be delusional, because you want to always make her the problem, only for it to end up looking like you're the problem. I need you to let it go immediately. Like, it's getting on my damn nerves. You first understood what she was saying with her being understanding. You just wanted to have an issue. If Whitney would have said the same shit that Bronwyn said, you wouldn't have felt no ways about it. No ways about it at all. But anywho, she's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like you was trying to be understanding, but you was also trying to show how different you was, and how the fact that you love being a mama and how you want to keep being a mama versus me wanting to be free of that part of my life. Right. And it's like, not really. Not really. So Brahman was saying, no, she says, I wasn't trying to make it seem like I was a better mom than you or anything like that. I was actually trying to sympathize with you. So Heather says, well, I would have loved to have had this type of convo at the campfire. You weren't going to allow it. So then Brahman says, but see, she says, I feel like this. Sometimes when I say things, it don't really land with you. And when things don't land with you, I shut down. right? And Heather says, well, it's because in group settings, it don't land that way because you word salad things a lot. And it's like, no, you be word saddling things, okay? Or salad things or whatever. That's what you be doing. And I feel like you're doing it now. You like to get offended when y'all are with the group, but then when y'all sit down and chat, you come off as if you're understanding. Now I get what you're saying. You got what she was saying in the moment. I just hate this friction and this issue that she wants to have with Bronwyn so damn bad. So Heather asked her about why she exposed Lisa and her businesses and her lawsuits. And then Bronwyn says, I did want to be close to Lisa at once upon a time, but Lisa been proving that we not friends. And she been out here putting mud on my name. So yeah, I'm just pretty much meeting her ass where she at. So Heather's like, well, that's retaliatory. She said, well, you could call it that, or again, you could say that I'll meet her where she at. So Heather tells her, well, I think that y'all should sit down and talk, and it shouldn't affect us. And Bronwyn agrees. She's like, it does affect us. You're right. So Heather tells Bronwyn, well, you seem heated. I'm like, if this isn't some type of gaslighting shit going on, it's just very manipulative right now. And Bronwyn says, yeah, I'm heated because you're not listening to shit that I'm saying. You so busy trying to overtake the conversation and control the conversation because that's the type of BIT that you are. I need you to hear what I'm saying. How can we communicate if you don't hear what I say? I need some understanding, okay? So Heather says, but I hear you though. I hear you. Like, this is a situation that's between you and her. And she was about to say something else. And that's when Bronwyn says, yeah, but it does color your relationship with me though. And I'm just like, you do hear what she's saying. It's a situation between you and her. And what was you finna say? You was gonna keep yourself out of it, but you keep inserting yourself in it? I don't know. So Heather says that she doesn't have a problem with her. She just called out and then she stopped. She said, you want to be friends? And it's like, see, you just playing in this damn lady face. You are just playing in Bronwyn's face and she's letting it happen. Just a little bit. Okay? You know exactly what you're doing. Now it's, oh, you want to be friends? The lady been wanting to be friends with you since last season. She been wanting y'all to be cool. And you know that. I can't. Heather's getting on my nerves. I'm sick of Heather. I'm tired of Heather. So Amy, I guess I don't know if she's going to be a new housewife or friend to the show, but this woman named Amy has a Saturday social. And Lisa arrives and talks with Meredith about what happened on the trip in her sit down with Heather. So Meredith says it was a lot. And you might want to sit down and have a conversation with those people because it was a lot. So then Britt came over and Lisa was like, tell me what happened. And she said, okay, BIT, because I'll tell you because I don't give a damn. Okay, I'll go and let you know. Listen, Brahma was talking okay, and what's her name? Angie compared you to Jen Shaw. Girl, yes, she did. She compared you to Jen Shaw, 1000%. So Lisa like, oh, okay. Well, I see Angie over there. I'm gonna go have a conversation with her now. So she go over there and she like, Angie, so what's going on? Angie was like, I don't know. You tell me what was said. You know what I'm saying? So I can put the fires out. And then Lisa said, no, you tell me what you want me to know. How about that? Ooh. So Angie says, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the lawsuits was brought up, girl. The lawsuits was definitely brought up. I will say that. Lisa says Bronwyn didn't even go to law school, let alone college. Like, I can't. So Bronwyn says, well, then if that's the case, BIT, then you mad at her. You ain't mad at me. So we can go ahead and hash this out right now. And Lisa said, no, I'm not talking to you, girl. You are dismissed. So Bronwyn's in the confessional like, BIT, oh, I'm dismissed? No, what you meant to say was, Judge, can you please dismiss those lawsuits against me? I said, oh, Bronwyn cooking. Bronwyn is cooking, honey. So Bronwyn says, you're upset with me, Lisa. Okay, you're upset with me. And Lisa says, no, I'm not upset with you. I just don't like you. How about that? I was like, ooh, now you don't like her, girl. Okay. So Lisa says she and Angie have more history than Lisa and Bronwyn. So Meredith decides to jump in when Lisa and Bronwyn are having this back and forth. Meredith's like, Bronwyn, I don't think that Bronwyn, I don't think this is a good time. I think the timing is bad. And I'm like, Lisa, Meredith, shut up. Because you was the one that encouraged her to go over there and have a conversation with Angie, not knowing whether it was going to get heated or not. But now that Bronwyn is tapping over there on Lisa's head top, now you want to sit up here and try and tell her, oh, hold on. I think the timing is bad. The timing is bad. The timing was bad when you saw how Lisa was receiving the information that Britt told her, and you already knew how this was going to go, being that you and damn Lisa got a longer history than she and Angie, so you know how Lisa finna go. So, like, no. We finna do this now. That's how she looked like she wanted to do it now, so we finna do it now. Now, Lisa says that, I don't have no interest in talking to her. I don't have no interest in talking to her. And Bronwyn said, well, you got interest in talking to me or talking about me to everybody else. I don't know why you can't talk to me. I said, I know that's right. So Lisa said, you're dishonest. And you know what else? She said some other stuff. Did she call her a gout zick sucker? I said, girl, I ain't never heard that before. Girl, I ain't even know you can get, I ain't know you can get gout over there, honey. But I guess you can. I don't know. But that's what she said. So Brahman is like, she said, oh, okay. So now I'm a zig sucker, right? Now okay, I can tell you've been hanging out with Brittany a little too much. So Lisa says, Bronwyn, you were a zig sucker before that, okay? You were a zig sucker before that, and that's how you got those clothes. And then Bronwyn said, oh, wait a BIT. I know you're not trying to come for me like that, honey, because let me tell you something. One thing about it, these clothes I got on, my husband buy those. Yeah, my husband pays for those clothes, okay? What about the AMX car? Who's paying for that while you got a husband? Baby, Bronwyn was over there tagging the shit out of Lisa. Tagging Lisa. Lisa couldn't say nothing, but it was a lie. That was a lie. And she's like, baby, it's public record, honey. It's in your document. She's like, that's not true. And then that's when Whitney chimes in and says, no, it's in the court documents. It's a part of the court case. Like it is. It is. So Bronwyn, of course, Lisa getting loud. She getting louder. Bronwyn said, baby, you can yell all you want. It's not gonna stop anything. You can yell all you want. She started putting her fingers in Bronwyn's face. And then Bronwyn said, don't put your fingers in my face, honey. Don't do that. And Bronwyn says, girl, you can make fun of me all you want, but it's not gonna clear up those lawsuits. Cash will clear up those lawsuits, Lisa. Bronwyn came here to play this time. Okay, Bronwyn came here to play. And then she says, you can keep yelling. It's not going to go anywhere. You've been yelling for a fucking year. I'm a liar. I suck zig. Anybody else suck zig? You suck zig? And Whitney was like, yes. I hollered. I can't. I can't. Okay. I said, Lisa, baby, you're losing. You're losing, love. You're losing. You are losing. Lisa says nobody talks loose about their husband but you. And Bronwyn says no one borrows money behind their husband's back but you. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Come on, come on, come on. Then asked if John was aware, because based on the court documents, he wasn't. Ooh, child. Lisa says she thinks she's a lawyer. Now she want to try to attack her credibility by talking about she's not a lawyer. She thinks she's a lawyer. She didn't even go to college. I'm like, girl, you're losing. You don't have to be a lawyer to read court documents, hence the reason why they're public. Okay, are you okay? So Bronwyn says you need to go to work so you can pay off them lawsuits. Oh, let me tell y'all, I don't care who's a fan of Lisa. I do not care. I am here for Bronwyn tagging the shit out of Lisa, because Lisa did go all the way to reach out. First of all, I don't even want to talk about how she threw a fit about her seat on a damn plane. But aside from that, she went as far as to reach out to a jeweler to find out whether Bronwyn paid for this or that or da-da-da. You damn right. I'm finna go through some court documents once I find out she got some damn lawsuits to find out what the hell going on, because this BIT is just as much of a fraud as she's trying to claim me out to be. Oh, hell yeah. I'm with her all day. I'm with her all day. Yeah, we gonna clock that tea. While you trying to sit up there and out me at a damn reunion, I'm finna be on your head talk for real. You want to talk about what everybody else got going on, but we finna talk about what you have going on. Miss, it's a liar. This is a lie. That's a lie, or this a lie, or whatever the case was. And I don't know what Whitney said last season, and I gotta go back. I want to go back and watch that episode too. What Lisa said, not Lisa, but Whitney said to Lisa at that house where I think their husbands about got into it or something like that. When Lisa went over there and said something to Justin, I think that's Whitney's husband, and he responded to her. But I remember Lisa saying something like, do it, and I'm going to get a private investigator and this, that, that, and the other, and whoop, 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 whoop. I don't remember what it was, but I want to go back and just see exactly what that was about and to see whether or not Whitney was lying or not, as we're learning that your ass got lawsuits and stuff. Okay? Girl. So anywho, Bronwyn tells her you need to get a job, pay them lawsuits. And then Lisa says, you know what, you're such a pig. You're a pig. You know, I'm gonna create a website about all of your lies. And Bronwyn says, oh, here you are. Okay, you love to start negative campaigns online. Okay, that's one thing that you did. I'm glad that you admitted it, because you've done it to what she said, a lot of us, baby. That's the last thing that I captured from that episode. When I tell y'all Bronwyn was over here ready for Miss Lisa Barlow, she was ready for Lisa Barlow. Okay? That's crazy, girl. That's crazy. That's a lot going on, honey. Okay, but you know what? Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on the latest episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it for myself. I love the way that Bronwyn showed up and was ready to tap dance on the neck and the head top of Miss Lisa, baby, because it's showtime. And it sucks, though, because I don't want to see Lisa cry. Oh, can I say that Lisa looked a fool in her confessional? Lisa looked a fucking fool. And I think when I watched it again for a second time, for me, I feel like Lisa had two different lashes on, and that's why she looked crazy. One lash on the left eye looked bigger than the other. Now, sometimes how we apply our lashes and where they may sit may have us looking weird. Like Yandy Smith, I hate her lashes. Her eyes always look weird. I hate though. Like sometimes that's why you can't always do the big thick lashes, okay? Because they don't always hit right. But anywho, I think that's what was going on with Lisa. They put two different lashes on her eyes, and I think she probably about did her makeup and her eyes herself, which had her looking crazy. And what's even crazier is that her team nor production told her that her eyes was looking like that. And then her hair, I don't know if that was her natural hairline or what, but it was given she put a lace front on, and it just was not looking right. Like, y'all, Lisa, that's the worst that I've seen you look in a confessional. And I need them to hurry up and switch your confessional look immediately. Okay, but that's all I got. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Of course, I'm Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith.